Good morning, Maya Parbach. Here's the plan. Safety. We're having another little push on safety today. Inside the house, they'll still be working on those runner beams, and I'll come back and talk about that in a moment. In the carport and storage room, they may be pouring the top beams. We'll have to wait and see if that actually happens today or tomorrow. And they will be continuing work on the front wall, trying to get that as complete as they can today. I think that's everything apart from some site cleanup after a little family party that was held here last night. Well, quite a big family party really. Excellent evening. So a bit of cleanup after that, which is mostly done. And that's it, I believe. What could possibly go wrong? So, first order of business today is safety. We had the Monday morning meeting, we had the exercise class, and I did join in. There is no video. It's something else that I wouldn't inflict on you. Actually, although I believe Foreman Manny did take some video, but we talked about safety. And one of the very noticeable things this morning was that Manny walked in here with his hard hat on, and he is giving him a harder time about it. And we now have, for now, everybody in hard hats. It's a baby step, and I don't know whether it will continue throughout the day, but we'll see. One of the benefits today is that it is significantly cooler and quite overcast. So it's not going to be quite as uncomfortably hot under these hard hats. They will be continuing to work on the forms, runner beams. Paul Brown, I tried to enunciate beams. I tried. Anyway, they'll be working on these. And Stephen P asked, do we have anti-gravity devices? Because the bottom of these forms is open. And of course we do have anti-gravity devices here in the Philippines. And, you know, Star Trek phasers and all that kind of stuff. No, the reality is these forms we're just using as a base. Forms will be built up around them, and the reason they're using these basically tubular forms, metal forms, is because they are more level. They are straight. There's no, or significantly less, if any, dipping and bending of these, whereas if they used, for example, something a bit more like this, I mean, they wouldn't use scaffolding, but just regular tubes of metal as a basis for the forms, they are more prone to be bent and unstraight, and that's what they want to avoid. So, Stephen P, you and I believe, are now the beginnings of the Building Dummy Club, according to your comment. So, anybody else that wants to join in, I am the biggest dummy, but feel free to join Stephen P and myself in the Building Dummy Club. But yeah, this is just the base, and we will see as they progress beyond putting these bases in, we'll start to see how they build up forms around them. Right, we'll move on now. Kind of hidden up there, Ronwell is... Morning Ronwell, Maya Parbach. We think is pretty close to finishing all of the forms around this upper beam. There is a chance, according to the engineer, that we may be pouring concrete for these beams today, whether it's a whole pour or whether they get part of it done, or maybe none of it, if there's more to do yet. We'll see, but one step closer to a carport. Here at the front, on this side, the north side, I think we are, the only thing we have to do, as far as I'm aware, for now, is remove the remaining forms from those top beams and the tops of the columns. I think that's all to be done. I don't know if that'll get attention today. We'll see later on. And on the other side of the front wall, We have a team of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got O'Donnell, we've got Rico, we've got Lito, we've got Jojet and Nat are going to be continuing to work on this section of the front wall. So, if you recall, we had most of the columns had the concrete poured, if not all. We've got tie beam in, and so today I think there's still some concreting to be done at the far end on the tie beam, but then I think we might start to see some concrete hollow blocks going in here today. We shall see. There have been a number of comments over the last couple of weeks about stirrups and the fact that the rebar, when it's bent around the final section, has only been bent to 90 degrees instead of 135. Now I can't show you anything here, obviously. There's no exposed columns that have stirrups attached that we can look at. I am told that they will be still installing stirrups with the rebar bent to 90 degrees because that is significantly easier to handle. But after the stirrups have been put onto whether it's beams or columns, they will then be bent to 135 degrees, which is, I think, Nympha mentioned, that is code, building code here in the Philippines. So hopefully that addresses that question. I'm trying to think what else there is from the comments. I'll come back to that. So here we are, the morning after the night before, where a certain amount of alcohol was consumed, although I don't think it was crazy. Breakfast time. Almusal with coffee. And what else do we have?
Pansit palabok.
Say that again, please.
Pansit palabok.
Palabok. Pansit palabok. Noodles with palabok. Whatever palabok is, I guess it's not a thing, it's a style.
Palabok is the sauce.
It's the sauce, there you go. Right, so, yes, recovery time.
Good morning all. Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning po.
Amara here is still rather nervous about me. She'll get used to me eventually. I'm not an entire ogre. Our security dogs. There was a comment, quite rightly, talking about shade for these dogs. This tree they're under does provide some shade, quite a lot of shade for some of the day, but it definitely isn't ideal. So we do from time to time take a tarpaulin and cover up this front if the sun's coming from that direction. We do try and get them out of these cages as frequently as we can. But we know this is not an ideal solution. It is not the final resting place for this cage, and in fact at some point we'll probably have to build some proper kennels. But we currently don't have 2 security dogs. We have these 2, but this little lady is going to be returned to the breeder. She's not really got the right temperament for a security stroke protection dog. She is going to make a lovely family pet because she's got a fantastic temperament, and she'll also be a good breeding dog. So she's going to go back. The big lady here is staying. This is Gigi, by the way, and I'm going to show you the latest addition. This is Bronny, as in son of LeBron. Son George is a major basketball follower and player, as are many people here. This is the new boy that arrived yesterday in a, I would like to emphasize, a very temporary cage. This is not where he'll be kept for long, and he has absolutely been around for a run around already today, and we'll try and keep that going as the day progresses. But here's the new father of the pack, eventually. Good afternoon. Our multitasking engineer plus Juanito are on a water gathering run This is typically how they're moving these big barrels of water around the site. Somebody fills them up. Typically it is Juanito. And manhandle them onto the diggerator. Juanito goes with it. In a moment, hold the horses. Hold on. Hold on. And off they go. I'm guessing this lot is headed for the front wall. We'll go and have a look down there. Just to prove I am faster than a speeding diggerator. Here it comes. No trick photography. This isn't the second barrel later on. So yeah, we have a couple of guys here, plus Juanito, are working on this, well, basically putting together concrete, which, with the chute where it is being prepared to go into here. But behind me, I won't spin around, hold on. We have the beginnings of this side of the front wall. So we're up to the third level of concrete hollow blocks for some of this wall. Tying in the rebar as they go, tying in the columns, then the additional rebar. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 guys on this side with more concrete being prepared. So yeah, this section I suspect will go up fairly quickly with this much manpower. Here at the carport, once again, Richard and Ronwell, still working on forms. So I'm guessing that our engineer was slightly optimistic, or I misunderstood about concrete going in today. It looks like there's maybe a fair bit more work to do here. And certainly no sign of a concrete mixer around, so we're not ready yet. And at the house, first thing to note, everybody still wearing their hard hats, including, if you can make him out, up at the top there, I'll zoom in later, lead foreman Manny, doing his high beam act again. Still no tether. But as I said, baby steps. We now have hard hats everywhere. We'll hopefully see this continuing. So we're getting most. I wonder if we've now got all. No, we don't have all of those runner beam forms in place yet, but very close. I mean, this basically now is a scaffolding jungle, and there is more going up all the time. There was another delivery over during lunchtime with some more scaffolding materials. I'm not sure whether we're going to be able to work through the rest of today. There are some quite dark clouds around. In fact, there are some spots of rain just starting now. We may be about to have an interruption. And by the way, I'm not going in there. There are no spare hard hats, and I don't want to set a bad example. So I will try and follow what is now their lead and only go inside if I've got a hard hat on. The day is done. The bell has gone. The guys are on their way out. So today, I think the biggest step we've made is we've made that baby step with safety. All the guys, I came around an hour and a half or so ago, all the guys were still wearing hard hats in here. Hopefully we can keep that going. In terms of progress, I was just having a look around, and as far as I can tell, we may only have 1 or 2 more forms to put in for the runner beams. I think there might be one right in the middle of your picture now. And there may be one other when I was looking around that looks like it might have a beam. So, we may be coming towards the end of that part of the process. I don't think anything else took place in here apart from this scaffolding maze going up. We'll have a look on the front of the property and see how they got on with the walls. This is looking back towards the north, where we've got these last 2 sections to go. And as you can probably make out, we have the columns in, we have the tie beam in, and we have the concrete in, and we have the first level of hollow block. So I think that'll go up reasonably quickly tomorrow. And on this side, we are 7 concrete hollow blocks up, including 2 that are below ground level. Apart from this this last section, in fact, is where the gate will be, the people gate, and where I'm standing is where the vehicle gate will be. So if I just come back a little bit this way, and then maybe we can get the sense of the entry. So, column for the gate on this side, column for the gate on this side, a 5-metre gate, plus the regular 1-metre gate here. This will, I am pretty sure, get up to the height of the south wall, I think by the end of tomorrow. Famous last words. We'll see how that goes. And finally, back at the carport. The last time I looked, there was quite a lot of cleanup going on. I don't know for certain that that means that all of the forms are in place, but I think there's a fair chance it does. So tomorrow, we can hopefully look forward to seeing these tie beams being poured. Okay, so end of the day. Day 52. All done. We had a slightly smaller crew today. This morning we were missing 7, so we were on 18. I'm not sure if any more came in a little late, but they still got quite a bit done, obviously. That's it. See you tomorrow.